to the Humagalas show.
Yay, HUMA!
That was a weak
That
one.
was a weak one. You could do better than that. HUMA.
HUMA!
So, you'll notice it's a little different background this time. We're coming from my kitchen. Super excited about this show.
So tonight we're going to do a Valentine's Day show as it's coming up. So Marni's going to lead the charge here, and we're going to make chicken piccata for you. Since we're in her kitchen, again, this is her recipe.
Yes.
And she's going to lead the charge. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Marni.
Okay, so I'm super excited about this because I've always wanted to have a cooking show or something. So hopefully this will be a precursor for many more to come. It's exciting. So first thing we're going to do, I have flour. I have all my ingredients out. So I have spinach. I sliced the artichokes in half. I have a lemon, capers, the flour with some salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Chicken. And then we have chicken broth, white wine, cornstarch slurry to thicken it up, and olive oil. So the first thing I'm going to do is dredge the chicken in the flour, and I'm going to put it on my pan so I have it handy. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. So, Rob, tell me about Valentine's Day. Do you get excited about Valentine's Day?
Not really anymore. We're just, Steph and I have been together long enough where it's, just another day.
I get super excited about Valentine's Day now. I used to not, but now I get super excited.
Do you have big plans for Valentine's Day?
No, actually we don't this year. But it was actually the best Valentine's gift I ever got. The first Valentine's that Brian and I had together, he I guess rented a carriage house in Harford County for the weekend. And we were lucky we had it because there was somebody who rents it every year, but it was the year of COVID, and or like just after COVID, sort of, and it was they had decided they weren't coming this year, so
in their house.
Yeah, they weren't going out. So we lucked out, and we actually got the carriage house, and that is definitely the best gift I've ever gotten.
Nice.
Yes. So that was very exciting.
So remember to wash your hands after handling raw chicken.
Yes, the food police, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I think of Valentine's Day, I really think of being a kid and those little like He-Man, Valentine's, yeah.
And the Snoopy, like the Peanuts, they were always big. Did they ever do a Valentine's special?
Probably.
The Peanuts?
They do one for everything.
So I'm putting olive oil in the pan, and I'm going to put it on like a medium heat. Yeah.
So everyone knows I'm walking around with the camera so we can get a close-up so you can see exactly what she's doing. So you can make this for your sweetheart.
Yes. And it's quick and easy, actually, believe it or not. This is one of the quicker, easier ones. So I did have, also, so one year I was begrudging for Valentine's Day because I was single and I didn't have anybody, and I think it was the first Valentine's Day after I left my ex. I believe so. So I was like huffing and puffing and whatever, and I said, you know what? Instead of sitting feeling sorry for myself and whatever, I'm going to buy myself a Valentine's gift, and I'm going to buy Valentine's gift for my girls, my daughters. So my daughters got this cute dog. Named hers Grilled Cheese.
Best sandwich.
And then I bought this guy for me his name is mine because I bought him, so he is mine. So these were my other favorite gifts for our Valentine's Day.
Well, you always know best for yourself,
cool.
right?
Yes. So you just wait for the olive oil to get nice and hot. Meanwhile, I am starting to boil water to cook the pasta in as well. That's also salted. I actually made chicken piccata a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago, and I put artichokes and spinach because I'm always looking for ways to stick vegetables in because I love them and they're so tasty. And Brian actually, he always likes what I make, but if it's something really good, like he'll say, and he said, this is really good that you put the artichokes and spinach, it complements it nice, so.
Don't be afraid to experiment.
That's why we're adding it to the chicken piccata, because it's nice to have vegetables, so. Yeah.
So while we wait for the oil to heat up, make sure you're checking out what's going on in Harford County. Support your local restaurants. We'll post a link down below for all the specials that people are offered around, so you can check it out.
Yeah, and there's different events and stuff going on around Harford County, so.
I believe it's a Friday night, so you can probably get some good live music too.
Yes, yes you can. Alright, so one good way to test to see if your oil's ready, if you just sprinkle a little water and it sizzles, you're good to go. So now I'm going to lay my chicken in the pan, about 2 minutes on each side, because 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how thick they are. I buy mine already like cutlet, because I don't have the patience to pound it out and do all that fun stuff. So, and see, now, the chicken's in there, and it's sizzling a little bit. I'm always afraid to burn, that's why I start it low, and I tend to cook it a little longer, everything's a little different way. So, and now, I can just give that pan a rinse, because I just, I had the foil on it, and the chicken didn't touch it, and I didn't touch it with my chicken hand.
No chicken hands.
No chicken hands.
Dirty bird.
And I don't measure. I know I've stated that before. It's very rare that I do if I'm baking, which is also very rare, but I'm gonna try more. When I'm baking, I definitely measure, but cooking I don't measure. So I can't really tell you how much. It's kind of to my taste.
You kind of have to measure baking. Baking is more of a science.
Yes.
Cooking is more of the science experiment.
It's like beer making. I got my tongs to put the chicken. One thing I did learn in the kitchen is if the chicken sticks, it's not ready to be flipped. So, for this one, if it's sticking to the pan, so I'm gonna wait for it to get nice and brown. Should eventually. There, it's sizzling nice. Like this sticking stuff. So there's some funny Humagalas stories. We were reminiscing a bit before we started recording stories. Before we started recording the show.
Yeah, we have so many. I can't, like I said, remember half of them.
Well, you had the guy, he didn't know what a tomato was.
Yeah, there was a guy that we had that he was he was above 18 and did not know what a tomato was.
How did you find that out?
We told him to go cut tomatoes and came back and said, what's a tomato? So, I think some of my worst ones, and it's funny, but when you're in the heat of the moment and it's a Friday night and you have 50 pizzas and you're trying to make them. You go to put red pepper flake on there, and the lid comes off, and the whole pizza's covered in red pepper flake. And I throw it out, and you just kind of stand there for a minute, like what just happened? And yeah, so I mean that's probably one of the funnier ones. Looking back, you know, when you're doing it, you don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
That's how you want your chicken to look. When you cook it.
I have a funny story. It's a small Marni moment. It's not a huge funny one. It's a little funny, but it's typical me. So I was cooking yet. I wasn't kitchen manager, and I was cooking on the line. And Rob, we used to have trivia nights on Thursday nights, and when Rob was unhappy, because he would come to trivia on Thursday nights, it was his night off, and he would come to trivia. Yes, to trivia. So when Rob was
the Dalai Lama's unhappy.
When Rob was unhappy with something, he would tell Johnny, who was the kitchen manager at the time, and Johnny would relay the message to us. So Johnny comes back one night, trivia night, and I'm cooking, and I'm on the grill, and he says, Rob says the burger's salty. People are complaining that it's too salty. And I'm thinking, well, how is that possible? Because I'm not very liberal with the salt, because I don't like salt. And I figured if nothing else, he would come back, it's not salty enough. That's what she said. So, this one I'm waiting to flip, by the way, because it's a little thicker than the other four. So, but that should be good now. So I'm thinking, I'm like, how is it salty? I'm doing the same thing I've been doing for weeks or months now at the grill. I'm like, I don't even know how that's salty. So it turns out, two things. So no one specifically said to fill the salt and pepper shaker with kosher salt. So I was just told to fill it with salt. So I just was filling it with the sea salt. So that was number one. And number two, I was using the shaker with the bigger holes. So I guess, but it didn't look like a lot pouring out, but I don't know.
For those of you who don't know, sea salt is probably 3 times as salty as regular salt. And I like salt, but these burgers were salty.
Yes, and I don't like salt, so I cook with very minimal salt.
That's what I used to love, like, and I used to say it all the time. Every one of the managers would be like, Rob said. I'm like, don't say Rob said.
Yes,
You're a
I
manager.
know. That's what you
Just
told
say,
me.
I'm doing it.
That's what you told me when I started as kitchen manager. You said, do not say that. And I had to think it to not say it. And one time I started to say it, and I stopped and I said, do it because I'm telling you to do it. And that was my aha moment.
No Rob said.
But it's true. They look pretty. So I'm putting them on paper towel just to catch any excess grease. That's what she said. That one's staying in there because she's a good boy. Good boy.
I love the sound of chicken.
Yeah, me too. I always love the sounds of the kitchen. Warms my heart.
Pasta.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna do something, Rob?
It's gonna help.
I know. There you go. I'll have half because I'm not having enough. There's spoons in there. So.
I'm trouble with it. How much pasta do you put?
Oh, that looks nice. That's nice and pretty. We should be pretty done. Alright, so I turned the heat down a little bit because now the chicken's cooked. So I'm gonna add the wine. And then I'm gonna stir to get all the little brown bits up because those are super yummy. Like the brown bits. I did not say that. I'll let that cook for a little bit.
I always have Steph in charge of the pasta. I think my pasta overcooked.
Oh yeah.
Not al dente.
I don't like it al dente either. I like it. I'm actually adding like 2 tablespoons of butter to the wine.
Everything's better with butter.
Yes, it is. I was neglectful. There we go.
And if you're cooking this in the South, you add 3 times that butter.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But in Marnie's kitchen, we do not. Okay. Now it's about ready, so I'm going to add, they always say I never put enough sauce, so I'm going to add a little more chicken broth than I normally would, just to make sure it's saucy. And then I'm going to add the lemon juice. The juice of 1 lemon. I don't need a hand juicer. Use my hands. Okay. Lemon always makes it nice and bright. So I'm going to let that come to a boil. And I'm going to add my artichokes. And then when it comes to a simmer, I'm going to put it down to a simmer and then I'll add my spinach. I add a lot of spinach because it shrinks so much when you cook it.
Use a forest of spinach and you'll get a pot full.
Yes, I do.
Bear with us, this is our first cooking demo.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm super excited to be doing this. Yay. And it really is an easy dish, and your Valentines will be quite impressed. Because it really is, it's a few simple ingredients. And you don't have to add the artichokes or spinach if you guys don't like it.
You can add whatever you want.
Yeah. I always try to add vegetables to my pasta dishes, though. Because I like them. And I'm just putting in a lot of capers because I like capers. And I think they're yummy. They have like that mustardy flavor.
I think it's more floral.
Oh.
Floral flavor.
I think it's more like mustardy.
Is a caper a berry?
I don't know. What is a caper?
Oh.
I didn't even look that up.
We'll have to check that.
Wow, we will.
Fact check it.
I think I looked it up once.
I think it is a berry.
Oh look, I'm trying to put the wine bottle lid on the caper lid, on the caper jar.
Marni moment.
Yes, that's
We need
me.
a soundbite for that.
We do. Yes.
Marni moment.
That's a good idea. Yes, yes indeed. Alright, I'm gonna take it down to a simmer now. And I'm gonna add my spinach. Yum. Love spinach. Look, see,
leaf.
Leaf down.
Did you put the string in?
Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't know you were done. But,
We chose an angel hair for this application. And it makes it cook super quick.
yeah. There you go.
Gotta get a shot of Marni and the spinach.
And the spinach. It's like Popeye. I'll be your olive oil. You be my Popeye.
You can see the song. Kids these days don't know that song.
Give it a
Popeye the
stir.
Sailor.
Yeah, I know. My kids have never seen Popeye. That's sad. I love Popeye. I remember it used to come on TV. And, I used to watch it all the time when it would come on TV. It'd be like once a year or something. Like it would come on TV. And I'm adding this cornstarch slurry. And that's gonna thicken. It's not gonna change the flavor, and it's gonna thicken up the sauce. So it'll be a nice coating on the chicken.
So at least you've never seen Popeye?
No, I have not.
What?
I've heard of it though, and I have a idea of the concept.
So what cartoons did you watch?
Did I watch?
Me?
Oh, what did you watch?
Oh, well, I loved like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse when I was a kid,
Okay.
and a lot of the shows on Sprout, like Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder. I put that on for my dog sometimes. It's on Roku.
And I liked Sophia the First, and now as an adult, I watch like older cartoons like Adventure Time and stuff for like older kids.
Older cartoon.
And you can see the sauce is thickening a little bit.
That's considered an older cartoon. That makes me sad.
Well, it's like a cartoon for older kids, not like
Yeah.
long ago cartoon.
Have you ever seen Ren and Stimpy?
No.
Okay, if you haven't seen Ren and Stimpy, you need to watch Ren and Stimpy.
Okay.
I might give it a little
I can
taste.
do that. Oh, I like this.
Well,
Mmm,
there we go.
that's good.
It's got
That's
2
good
thumbs up
stuff.
for Marni.
Yes, it does. Here, watch yourself. I'm gonna get a different spoon because I don't want to put the one back in that I tasted with.
This application. It matters. It's not like you're cooking for.
I know, but you never know.
In a restaurant, it's different.
Yes.
Let that thicken up.
Yes. Hopefully it will.
What about you, Marni?
Oh,
Cartoons
my
as a kid.
Cartoon as a kid. I love the Smurfs.
The Smurfs.
I loved Bugs Bunny, of course, and I liked She-Ra, Princess of Power.
Nice. Yeah, I was a He-Man kid.
Yes, I liked
And
He-Man
the
a lot
Ninja
too.
Turtles.
Nah, I think that was a little after me. The Ninja Turtles.
I think 3.
It was a hair after me.
I don't know. She-Ra times.
Yes.
My sister was a big She-Ra fan.
Hmm. So a good thing to do would be to cut the chicken in half. So it's easier. One, it looks like there's more, and it's easier to plate. And this way we can see if it's cooked too.
She's down her scales.
Yes. And then
It's
you-
cooked perfectly, by the way.
and then you can put it back in the sauce.
Gotta get a shot of the chicken reveal.
Yes. Ta-da! Beautiful.
That gorgeous chicken.
Yes, that's some beautiful chicken right there. Haha.
And we put the chicken back in the sauce. soak that stuff up.
And then this guy.
And when you're thickening a sauce, one of my favorite chefs on Food Network always does a little dance and bring to boil, reduce to steam. That's Amber Rose.
I was just gonna say, is that
That's my
Amber
girl.
Rose?
Bring to
Yes.
boil.
There was
reduce.
that's funny that you mentioned her, because I know we would talk a lot while we were working, and I had saw that there was a cruise with all of these chefs on it,
Oh yeah.
and I wanted to do it, but I never looked further into it.
Yeah, I think her and Alex Shelley were on there, and they're two of my favorites.
I think I want to say, I don't know if it was Tyler Florence or Bobby Flay. I like Tyler Florence too. Huh?
I'm gonna put that out in the world. Yeah, I like Tyler Florence. Watch that.
Yeah. I've never
Food truck road
had.
trip.
So Amberelle, Tyler Florence. I always add my own stuff to the recipes. I'm actually I'm good at that. But I always liked their recipes. Like I never made anything bad. Nothing ever came.
She did a show back in the early days of Food Network called Secrets of a Restaurant Chef. I don't know if you remember that. But she ran a kitchen, so it was all behind the scenes of the restaurant, which was really cool. You know, to see all that and how it runs. And then years later, I ended up running a restaurant. Go figure.
So we're gonna show you two different ways to plate it. You can plate it on a regular plate or in a pasta bowl. So you wanna grab the spaghetti with tongs, or the angel hair, and kind of twist it so that there's height. And it stays in like one area. I mean, it depends on how much you like.
How hungry
Exactly. How hungry can you be? Okay. And then, and then I have discovered, and then you can take two beautiful pieces of chicken and lay them on top. That's why it's good to cut them in half for presentation purposes. And I am not about presentation, but
You eat with your eyes, Marni.
for here I am.
Or
Yes.
I, because I.
Your good eye, right? You eat with your good eye.
Oh, you need one.
Here you go. And there you go. And you make sure you have enough sauce. So there's in the bowl.
Get that beautiful bowl of
Piccata.
chicken piccata.
And then you can also plate it. I don't want a lot of pasta, so I'm going to just do that. Okay. So I have it on the side. This is for, I'm actually eating this, so it's okay that I touch it. That's what she said. So.
I told you it doesn't matter to me.
I know.
Like if we were,
So
like
then-
you said, if we were in a restaurant, it would be different.
I know. But, and then, so this on the plate.
And you said, where's mine?
Yeah, mine's on the floor right now. I do remember that one time that we had a brunch, and it was like the first like big thing that I did for Humagalas, and I had to make the eggs because I had never made eggs for people like that. And you were like, "You're the only one I trust to make the eggs." And you were talking
No
about
pressure.
you were talking about, I don't know, this story about how somebody made eggs for Amanda.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Amanda.
You're
How are
mentioning
you,
every
Amanda?
episode now because
Happy Valentine's Day, Amanda. I love you. We had the idea of because I'm not a baker, number one, and baking takes too long for a show. We threw back and forth some ideas, and we decided to make a Valentine's dessert charcuterie board, which would be a lot of fun, and it would be super easy. Like, you don't even have to cut the strawberries fancy if you don't want them. But we came up with a couple different items and things that would be of interest for you and your sweetheart. So
I don't know these strawberries, but
you're eating the strawberries.
Very good.
So we do have chocolate sauce, and I have these cute little dishes. So we're gonna pour the chocolate sauce in the dish. Thinking it's better to put the
That dessert board is not.
the piccata did not cause that noise. I will tell you that right now.
The
So
dessert board is complete without chocolate.
Okay, and then we have these cinnamon heart imperials. They're gonna love this. If you do something, and you don't have to do anything real large, you can just throw in a couple of whatever you guys like, but for some pretty color. So we have the cinnamon hearts. Are we gonna cut more strawberries? Alright, I know, they look good. So we have beautiful blueberries. I love blueberries. So you can just kind of spray them. I had a basket. Spread them, spray them. Spray them. You can spray. Whoops. One got in the chocolate. Shit.
Just eat it.
I know.
You just made that blueberry better.
I did. So, like, these don't have to be exact. I've seen where people are, like, super careful about how they put things, but, like, a dessert board should be fun. So, I'm going to rinse my hands real quick.
All food should be fun.
Yes.
Never take it too seriously. You'll never get out alive.
That's true. And then there's animal crackers, which are delicious in chocolate and Nutella. If you like Nutella, dip your animal crackers in Nutella. So these we can kind of put in the center.
You want to put your little strawberry in the middle too?
You put my little strawberry in the middle. Looks like a little flower. So basically, as far as like fanning the strawberry, if you just cut it down to the bottom but not all the way through, and then you just fan it, it does fan, and it should stay, and then you can put it on your beautiful animal crackers. So
I want to get a shot of this so you can see it in progress.
and then we have these mellow cream roses, which are very pretty. So I'm gonna put them in the dish as well. This looks nice. I get very excited about food. And we have some peanuts, honey roasted peanuts. Honey roasted peanuts for your honey. Yes. But you can fancy this up, like if you get, or if you want to make chocolate covered strawberries, or if you get those, or if there's specific candies you like, whatever you and your sweethearts like.
We got some chocolate covered almonds. We'll put those
Yes.
on the opposite over here.
Then we have chocolate covered pretzels. And you just keep building. And it's a nice little surprise because not many people would do this for their sweethearts. So we can throw in a couple more strawberries, whole ones. So you can dip in the chocolate.
Is that a sneeze?
Oh yeah, those were yummy.
A little bit of color around.
Yes. So those are toasted peanut.
Toasted holiday from Christmas.
They are
A
yummy.
little late, but they're good.
Mm-hmm. And then we can fill in with some blueberries there. There you go.
Now here's a local plug. So we got some candy pecans.
Pecans. I say pecan. The age-old question: pecan or pecan? I believe it's a pecan.
These are from Delicious Company. It's a local company that makes
Ooh.
delicious baked goods and pecans.
I'm gonna snag one before you. Mmm. They're all good.
Sprinkle some of this where. I don't know the room.
Here, put them by the nuts.
This is
Put
the,
more nuts
this
with
is
the other
the nut section.
Yes. And we have chocolate chip cookies. So that would be a nice touch. Everybody likes chocolate chip cookies. Or most people anyway.
And you don't have diabetes if you eat all this.
Well, you should not eat it all in one sitting. We do not recommend that.
No.
So, and there you have a pretty charcuterie board of desserts for you and your
Dessertcuterie.
sweethearts.
Looks delicious.
It does look delicious, actually. It looks pretty appetizing. We can put a little bit in the center there to cover it up.
Wow, blueberries.
Very yummy. Mm-hmm. And we can put a little extra just to fill in. If you have like Valentine's tissue paper or red tissue paper, that would be pretty too. Also, like any dish or even a cutting board, like an actual charcuterie board, unless it has indents, might not work too well with like these guys or the M&Ms. They might roll off the blueberries.
Yeah. Something with sides.
Yeah.
A tray.
Yeah, that's why I chose the basket for this. But there you have it. And you had a delicious Valentine's meal. You cooked chicken piccata, and you made you took the time to make the charcuterie dessert board.
And make sure you get a good gift.
Yes, yes. And it didn't take that much time at all. So then you have quality time with your sweetheart.
Because
Yes.
everybody wants it. So on the next show, speaking of sweethearts, which is a nice segue into that.
It is.
Marni's sweetheart is going to be our special guest on the next show. Brian is a musician, so we're going to have him on. So if you have any questions that you want to hear from Brian, make sure you comment. Let us know. You want to talk a little bit about him?
Yeah, so he's born and raised and bred in Harford County. And he has his own construction company. He's had that for off and on, but for like 14 years. And he plays guitar and he sings a little bit. And he's in 2 bands. He's in Wood Raw Dogs, which is his band, and Lodi, which is a Creedence Clearwater Revival band. So check them both out on Facebook, Instagram, or websites. Again, it's Wood Raw Dogs and Lodi. And we'll be asking him a lot of questions, and he's so excited to answer them. And he'll play a little bit too, so you get to hear him play. He's pretty amazing guitarist. He really is. So if you get a chance, check him out, or check out either band, and hopefully you'll check out the show and you'll get some interesting insight onto what it's like to be a musician in Harford County and other surrounding counties.
Yeah. Make sure you like, you subscribe. You gotta get us every week. You know, you want to see us. You want to see Marnie's pretty face. Not
Your face is pretty.
So make sure you like, subscribe, get us out there. So share us. We want to be big,
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be big.
Yeah.
And then we'll post in the comments about the local restaurants, what their deals are, so you can get out there and get local. That's what we want. We want you to get local. Get out there for Valentine's Day. So.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time. This has been the HUMA.
HUMA!